Good afternoon. Happy Friday, everybody. It is June 16th. Hope you're doing awesome. Gonna get started with a before market close video, market update, and take a request. If anybody does have any requests, as always, please let me know. But taking a look at the crypto space at the moment, and we are bouncing back nicely here. And this comes off the back of BlackRock news, them looking to basically copy Grayscale's business model, launch a Bitcoin trust, and then potentially a Bitcoin ETF, a spot ETF. So I've seen something interesting today on, what was that, on Crypto Panic? Just bring that up here. BlackRock's record of ETFs approved by the SEC is 575 to 1. So if odds are in her favor, wouldn't it be totally hypocritical of them, though, to approve of BlackRock? We know that BlackRock is the largest asset manager on the planet, and then they denied how many ETFs and Grayscale's ETF as well. And wouldn't it just be classic SEC move to just see them continue to manipulate the market and favor the incumbents and the traditional finance institutions, right? So 575 to 1 is pretty astonishing. So we'll see if that comes to fruition and if they get any approval there from the SEC. But what do they know, right? Everybody's cracking down on crypto, and BlackRock, the largest asset manager on the planet, is ramping its efforts up here in terms of crypto. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. Also, a lot of speculation that we could see the XRP verdict, whether or not it's a security, come soon. So we should see a summary judgment in the Ripple versus SEC case soon. But at the moment, recovering nicely. And on the weekly time frame, we're still in a weekly downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. Could still see an EMA 12 and 26 bear cross as well. But on the daily time frame, starting the daily bounce, and we're no longer in a daily downtrend with these lower high, lower low patterns. We did break the lower high here, so we're no longer in a daily downtrend, but we still have yet to confirm a daily uptrend with a higher low and higher high. So we still got some work to do. Still bearish here short term and medium term, but on the monthly time frame, no major red flags whatsoever. We're just looking for a monthly higher low compared to 19,559, and then we could see an EMA 12 and 26 bull cross on the monthly EMA. So I do think we could see a bit of a pullback from here, maybe back test 23,000, maybe even 20,000, come back, form a monthly higher low, and then see that EMA 12 and 26 bull cross. The EMA moving averages and exponential moving averages are lagging indicators, right? Because you have to put the price into them. So could see a little bit of a week time ahead here over the next couple of weeks, and then, like I said, bullish on the monthly time frame still. In terms of movers and shakers on the day today, we have Code, HP, and VET. On the decline, on the bullish, we have LBC, MGTI, and QNT. QNT, some news that it struck a deal with, I think it was the Bank of England for CBDC. So $95, up 17% in one day. Looking pretty good. Anything under $1 really for quant's pretty good steal in my opinion. So SPY is a daily bull flag. It was a 15-minute bull flag as well. Did it actually play out? I can't remember. No, it did not. So we were looking for this 15-minute bull flag here, and it needed to break the high of 443.89 to confirm. It did not, and then we lost the 0.32 fib, therefore negating the 15-minute bull flag. But daily bull flag, let's get an update on that one. So it is still a daily bull flag. So we haven't started daily consolidation yet, and the daily bull flag target was 447. So we haven't started daily consolidation yet. I mentioned this in the chat room earlier that SPY could see daily consolidation next week. We're set to close potentially here at the low with an hour and 13 minutes left. Doubt we're gonna lose 436.23 today to start daily consolidation. We'd have to drop from here. We'd have to drop another over almost 1%. So not impossible, but I don't foresee that happening. I think it's going to be probably Monday or Tuesday next week. I'd say maybe even as early as Monday. But that'll just be healthy. MJ MSO acreage streamlines board ahead of Canopy acquisition. Interesting title. Just came into the Power Group community there. What do they know that we don't? And then safe banking as well would be interesting, right? And anyways, take a deeper look into that later. Probably gonna do a video on this one though. BlackRock's history of 575 to 1. Wow, crazy. But yeah, Isha, hi Rod, how about GTBIF today? Would like to open a position soon. Added to Tilly and Kira today. Cresco earlier this week. I'm betting good on news regarding safe banking before month's end. Yep, not a bad strategy. Now's the time when we're down, 90, 99% from all-time highs, February 2021 highs and 52-week highs. And looking at multiple catalysts, right? We have the HHS scheduling review by the end of the year. Hopefully, we could see legalization of medical. We could see safe banking uplisting to the NYSE and the NASDAQ. We could see, breaks with regards to 280E at the state levels, which are, kind of overriding those IRS limitations and taxation. What else? The MJ review here in Canada, which probably should have some sort of update on that by the fall as well. So the seasonality effect is kicking in for sure for MJ. It looks like we could see a bit of a summer lull as usual, where we drop off in activity. There's not a whole lot of activity or interest in the space right now. So leading into the fall, where we have that seasonality effect, we also have Maryland and Florida potential ballot. So yeah, I think by the end of into July and August, I think that's where we're probably going to bottom out, and then we're going to start to ramp up. And then I think September, October could be some fireworks. And that also lines up for some golden crosses as well across the sector. But yeah, we can take a look at GTBIF. Look at that in just a second. So the dollar continuing daily consolidation today. So weakness continues, but no major red flags here in terms of the weekly time frame. We knew to be expecting a pretty big pullback based on a lack of support, and we still hadn't changed the weekly trend. So we're looking for a weekly higher low. So key support is going to be that 178, and as long as we form a higher low compared to that, we'll look for a potential weekly trend change. And if we see a weekly uptrend confirm on the dollar, that's going to be bad for stocks and crypto, right? In the broader market. Also did an update on Tesla today. So Tesla is a daily bull flag. As long as 243.13 holds, the daily bull flag remains intact. And today we confirmed it. So we started the daily consolidation yesterday, and today we started the daily bounce. So key resistance was 261.57. Once we broke that, we confirmed the daily bull flag. And now we just need follow through. We're not seeing that much follow through. 263.60 high of the day. But essentially you just take the measured move. You go from low to the high, move it out to the 0.382 fib. It says we're targeting about 300 here on Tesla, but you got to be very careful on Tesla at the moment. Daily RSI is at 86.42. Anything over 70 is considered overbought. So I would say this thing could get extended close to 300, and then we pull back pretty nastily. But I'd be very cautious on this one, because even on the weekly time frame, there's no weekly support, no real weekly support all the way down to 152. So we could easily pull back to the EMAs 20-25% easily, and still be in a weekly uptrend. But yeah, don't be surprised if this thing could even pull back 30-40%, no problem. But bulls turning on the jets here with Tesla. Just be cautious. Could see a bit more upside, like I said, with that daily bull flag get extended, and then we'd be pushing 90 on the daily RSI. But like I said, I'd be careful. I'd be looking to go more short at the moment. BEGA, NKLA, and CLOV leading the decline today. NKLA seen some massive moves over the last couple of days, but off the high, they're now down over 30%. So that's what happens when you run 261%. You need to expect a 20, 30, 40% pullback. SPCE, MVMD, and Hive leading the bull list today. In terms of Canadian MJ, we've got Oxley. Things continues to swing big, but again, when you're only a penny and a half, penny stock doesn't take much to move you 20-25%. XTRX and Labs leading the decline today. PWR, WIB, and OGI leading the bull list. So Tilray down less than Hexo again today. So again, that discount dwindling. And I did sell all of my Hexo position into Tilray. So I'm not holding any Hexo shares anymore. Yesterday, the discount was down to about 4 or 5%, and then it went back to around 8.5%. So I took that opportunity and advantage of that. But now I'm holding all Tilray shares. Why would I want to hold Hexo if let it auto convert if it's going to give me less shares, right? And at this point, they go back to court on the 19th, so on Monday. So we should see next week, should see that final court order. And then by the end of the following week, we should see the deal close. And then likely the first or second week of July, we should see Hexo merge into Tilray. And then anybody who did wait will see those auto convert. LOWL, Acreage, and CWeb leading the decline on the US. BMMJ, CL, and AYR are leading the bull list. So MSOS up 3.3% today, but it was up a lot more than that from the low of the day there. We were up about almost 7% from the low of yesterday, up almost 10%. So people starting to catch on to this news from yesterday with HHS review, hopefully before year's end. And then that could give us the reclassification so we could get rescheduling, descheduling. We'll see. See if we get to Schedule 3. Maybe we completely deschedule. I can't see that happening. They'll probably take a couple, a 2-phase, 3-phase approach or something like that. But, and then, the more research and things like that get put forth and resources that get thrown at it, the more and more that it'll continue to improve. But I don't see them doing a complete descheduling just yet. But as I've always said, I did expect that they would do safe banking and uplisting the NYSE and the NASDAQ first before they do any kind of major moves at the federal level. Because think about it, just like BlackRock with a history of 575 to 1, they're going to want to get the BlackRocks, the Vanguards, the Citigroups, the JP Morgans, the Morgan Stanleys, the Goldman Sachs in the world in the MJ space first, right? And then we'll see the floodgates open up and all this massive bullish news come in. That's my take on it. So I really do think that in the next couple of weeks we could see a Senate vote whereby we potentially get this passed, and then it goes to potentially to Biden, to the president, to get passed into law. But like I said, MSOS playing off $5 psychological. We've had many chances now. And look at this EMA 12. If we can get a weekly candle close over EMA 26, that white line. Yellow line will be great. That'll show a momentum change, but we haven't closed 2 candles over EMA 26, that white line. We did once, and then the next candle we instantly got knocked back down into new lower lows. So if we can see 2 to 3, preferably 3, but if we can see at least 2, that'll be a sign of confidence and a major momentum shift back to the bulls, where we could see this thing rocket up to around that $14, $15 mark. So it's looking good, looking very promising. Like I said, hopefully set a bottom some point in July and August, and then we start to trend back up. And then I think into September and October, we could really see the jets get turned on for MJ and some serious fireworks into the end of the year. And like I said, lots of golden crosses lining up. We almost had one on GTBIF here. If we just inspect this, that was back in December and January of 2023, and then that failed. And then again, we could see the same thing on MSOS, where it would likely be in the next, it's a while away. Like you can see how far away we are in those moving averages, the 50 and the 200, before they cross and see a golden cross. So the more names that see it, the better, right? Tilray still a ways away. High Tide, one of the closer ones. You got OGI, you got Cureleaf, right? So pretty far away. What's Cureleaf has been pretty strong lately, but seeing and starting to curl there, but still quite a ways away. CGC, long ways away. So yeah, I would say at least a few months, and then like I said, that would put us into so August, maybe September, where we really start to see things bottom out and trend back higher into a potential new bull market. And then like I said, I think October could really start to be where we start to see some buying pressure. Let's take a look at GTBIF. Just green thumb on the OTC. So monthly inside bar right now, very similar to MSOS, but from its all-time high and February 2021 high, now down over 82%. So definitely held up the best of some of our US names, actually probably the best in the US. And like I said, the fact that you're looking to load up now with some catalysts coming up, this is kind of why I've been holding off on US MSOs, is because the fact that MJ moves together, not down to the second, the day, the minute, but generally the sector moves together. So when all our MJ names were trending down, 80 to 90% downwards from their February 2021 highs and 52-week highs and all-time highs, I anticipated that US MJ would likely follow, and that's exactly what we've seen. So I've been slowly nibbling as well. But yeah, I'm definitely looking at adding more Green Thumb, more Cureleaf, more Cresco. I'm not a big fan of True Leaf, to be honest. If Florida sees that ballot, though, if we see the ballot potentially for legalization at recreational in Florida here this summer, that could be a nice play. But I don't know. They had that death of the employee and the connections of the husband to the RICO case. I never really was that sold on True Leaf, and I think Cureleaf. I would say Cureleaf's my favorite in the U.S. and the most underrated. And then it's down from its February 2021 highs, down over 87%. But yeah, GTBIF. We break $9, this thing could easily see from there, just from the price action, over 80% of upside. But let's take a look at what we can see here. Yeah, there was that a monthly bear flag, actually. Let's take a look. Yeah, that is a monthly bear flag. So that's not good, but let's take a look. And there's a lot of bear flags on Canadian MJ, like Tilray targeting 124. Some of our names, like CGC, was targeting, I think, like 61 cents. Where was it at today? 63. Yeah, continues to bleed out. But yeah, this is a monthly bear flag with the high, low, lower high. Anything under 1035 is a monthly lower high and a monthly bear flag. So to negate that, we'd have to get over 1085. But to confirm it, now we need to lose the low there at 660. If we lose 660, we confirm it, and we're targeting about 415. So from the current low there, that means if this did confirm, we could drop another 36%. And again, that wouldn't be completely out of the question either, because that would put us around that 90% mark, like most MJ is right now. So just be aware of that. Like I said, if you're going to enter, if you're going to buy more of this one, just be aware that we could drop even from current levels. This thing could still drop another 46% potentially. Doesn't mean it will. It's just something we have to be aware of, right? So if you're going to go in, if you're going to invest $1,000 into this thing, well, maybe you want to invest 500 and then save another 500 for closer to $5 or something like that, right? Or you could do a 3 or 4 tier approach, right? You could enter a little bit now, a little bit at 650, a little bit at 550, a little bit at 450. Just have a plan, right? But I mean, we're down over 80%, so not a bad idea to start scaling in, and then, like I said, just continue the dollar cost average. But that's what I would be looking at here at the moment. Pretty choppy on the daily time frame, but on the weekly time frame, we're still closing above the 10-week moving average. The stochastic and the MACD are bullish as well, so definitely standing out as one of our stronger charts at the moment, and not to be surprised with that, because of the fact that, like I said, we could see safe banking really gain traction here over the next couple of weeks. And we did get the bear cross of the weekly moving averages out of the way as well. So bear cross, now we're potentially seeing that to curl, where we could see the shorter term moving averages get above the longer term, which is good for price, right? And then in terms of the daily time frame, like I said, we almost had a golden cross here back at the beginning of the year and the end of 2022. And then we got knocked right back down. The whole sector continued to bleed out, and it was not spared, not immune to the weakness in the sector. And now, again, we're starting to see where the 50-day moving average is getting closer to the 200. And if that cross, that's a golden cross. And like I said, probably a couple months away before we see them cross. So like I said, it's looking really good into the end of the year, but just don't be surprised if we do see one more flush. And again, that could be in line with a broader market pullback as well, because the S&P 500 is at resistance and we haven't really consolidated. If we look at the S&P 500, right, we have basically no support all the way down to 402. So the S&P 500 could easily pull back 8 to 9% and still be in a weekly uptrend. So what's the rule of thumb? If the SPY pulls back 1 or 2%, you can expect individual names to pull back 2 or 3%, and those that are risky, like MJ and crypto, maybe even more than that, right? Maybe four times. So if this could pull back 8 to 9%, well, we need to expect 3 or 4 times as much of a pullback in MJ. So yeah, we could easily see a 20 to 30% pullback in some of our MJ names, in my opinion, especially coupled with some broader market weakness, right? So just something to be aware. One more potential fall and leg down before we see a major momentum shift, in my opinion. But hopefully that helps. And yeah, like I said, we're seeing more selling pressure pick up here into the end of the day. Wouldn't be surprised if we closed in a low and then started daily consolidation next week on the S&P 500. And then back test at 431, 432 support, which is also EMA 12. And then after that, we have support at 424, which is also EMA 26. Yeah, so 432 and 424 should be next supports on deck. And then after that, 403, which is weekly support. And we've got some 15-minute bull flags shaping up in crypto. All right, I hope that helps. And happy Friday. Hope you have a great weekend ahead, everyone. And we'll be getting some content out later today and more than likely this weekend. BlackRock may have found a way to get the SEC approval for a spot Bitcoin ETF. Oh, yes? Do tell. Surveillance sharing agreement in its proposal. Nice. Which would eliminate the risk of market manipulation related to Bitcoin. And we know that's one of their major concerns. So yeah, definitely going to be doing a video on that here in short order. All right, going to end it there. Hope you have a great night. See everybody in the chat room in a little bit. And like I said, I'll be getting some content out later on today. Not a fan of True Leave either. Yeah, you bet. I don't know why. They always rub me the wrong way. But like I said, it could be a nice play, though, with Florida potentially getting a ballot here in 2024. All right. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Talk to you in the chat room in a little bit.